Buenos días, buenas tardes. Today we're going to be talking about verbs like gustar. You guys did this in Spanish 1, and these are just some of the other verbs that do the same thing as gustar. You will have to know both preterite and present tense. Okay, so the endings that you learned from last year and the new endings that you learned last week. Okay, so let's get started. It says in Senderos 1, Lesson 2, or Lección 2, you learn how to express preferences with gustar. You will now learn more about the verb gustar and other similar verbs. Observe these examples. Me gusta ese champú. Te gustaron las clases. Remember, this is present tense. This is past tense, so the preterite. Okay, remember that it doesn't have a literal meaning. It's more, well, it does have a literal meaning. That shampoo is pleasing to me. What it's saying in English is, I like that shampoo. So the literal meaning is a little different. All right, so moving on. Okay, so in the diagram above, the object being liked, ese champú, is really the subject of the sentence. So if we take a look here, it says subject, champú, the verb is gustar, and my indirect object pronoun is me. All right, remember that with these verbs, you have to use indirect object pronouns, not regular subjects like yo, tú, él, ella, usted.
Good morning, Hardy Senior High.
Okay, now since we were a little bit interrupted, let's get back to it. So the person who likes the object is an indirect object because it answers a question, to whom is a shampoo pleasing? Okay, so in this case, remember that the object that we like, or the thing that we like, or the thing, you'll learn different verbs, the thing that bores us, that's the actual subject, not the indirect object pronoun. Okay? All right, here are some examples. ¿Te gusta Juan Carlos? Me gustan los cafés que tienen música en vivo. Okay, in this case, Juan Carlos is the subject because it's asking if you like Juan Carlos. Okay, so the second one is talking about cafes. Me gustan los cafés. This is what we like, the cafes, okay, that play live music. All right, these are the verbs that you're going to be working with. You have aburrir, encantar, faltar, fascinar, importar, interesar, and molestar, and quedar. So all of these are going to have the endings that you're going to see in a minute. Okay, so these are the ones that you're going to be working with. Make sure you know the meaning so you understand the sentence. Faltar and quedar and another one have different meanings aside from what they give you here. So you just kind of have to go through it. So faltar expresses what is lacking or missing. Quedar expresses how much of something is left. Quedar also means to fit. It can be used to tell how something looks on someone. Okay, so it has different meanings. All right, so these are the verb endings. I went ahead and gave you all the verb endings. So for present ending, you're only going to use a or an if it's one thing that I like. So if I say, I like volleyball, me gusta voleibol, okay, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, if I want to do past tense, I'm going to say, me gustó el voleibol. Okay, so I liked the volleyball game. Okay, if it's more than one, I'm going to use an or aron. Okay, the same thing for present tense, er, ir have the same endings. It's either going to be an e or an io, en, or ieron. Okay, these are the indirect objects that we're going to be using. Me is like saying I, te is like saying you, le is like saying él, ella, usted, nos is like saying nosotros, and les is like saying ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay, let's go back one. All right, so I gave you guys some examples. So present tense, all right, notice that this is a singular subject. El parque, excuse me, what is it that fascinates me? Okay, the park fascinates me, all right, I love the park. So it's going to be an A. If I say parks, then I'm going to switch that ending to an. If I wanted to say past tense, me fascinó el parque, okay, I liked the park, or the park fascinated me. It's going to be O with an accent. If I'm going to make it plural subject, then it's going to be A-R-O-N. Okay, the same would apply to ER-IR verbs. All right, to express what someone likes or does not like to do, use a verb followed by an infinitive. Always use a singular form, even if it's more than one infinitive. In the examples below, comer, bailar, and cantar are infinitives. So in this case, this is my verb. Okay, if you're going to use an infinitive right after it, you keep it the same with the ending ER, AR, IR. Okay, so in this case, this is nos molesta comer a las 9. So what bothers me is eating at 9 o'clock. Okay, so you have to leave it in the infinitive form. This one, les encanta bailar y cantar. So I'm still going to use this singular form of the verb, okay, even if I have bailar y cantar. I can have 10 infinitives behind this sentence, and I'm still just going to use the A, okay, the singular form. All right, and this one is just a little extra. As you learn Senderos 1 and 2, or lesson 2, a plus a pronoun or a plus a noun is used to emphasize who is pleased. A los turistas, so here's a plus your noun. A ti, that's a plus a pronoun. Okay, so that's just used for emphasis. Okay. Lastly, me is me, has an accent mark, or is me, I'm sorry, I'm reading in Spanish. So me has an accent mark to distinguish it from the possessive adjective me, which is my. Okay, so if it has an accent mark, it means me. If it doesn't, it means my. All right. And that's the end of it. You guys will have some practice to do in your note section. I've included the answers, so please try them out first before you move down to the answers. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please send me an email, send me a reminder, ask a question in class, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Have a great day, guys.